Hey everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming. Not technically doing a Fragment Friday run here. Instead, we're going to do a guided tour of the root towns, show you what you could buy if you got the scratch. So we're going to start in Makanu. This is your base root town. We're going to go right to the weapon shop. Not too much here. In fact, I would advise is we're going to start with the amateur blades here. Twin blade weapons, we've got the dual daggers, moving on to Phantom Twin. This is all going to be level 1 and 2 stuff. You could very easily pick it up low levels, unless you're absolutely set on an item, or unless it's got a status ability. Like you look here, Assassin has the Death Touch ability, which is a huge get for twin blades. Right out of the gate, you could get a special ability. Moving to the basic sword here for Blade Master. But honestly, if you could avoid buying weapons and armor in Makanu, I would. Other Blade Master weapon is Mizuchi, slightly better stat-wise, but you've also got a bias towards water, something to keep in mind for your attributes. Got Adventurer here. What a cool skill name Deathbringer is. Like, that's badass. Moving on, not even gonna try saying that. Please, somebody say it for me. Let me know how it goes. Here we have an Earth Sword. Again, a bit of an elemental bias on this one, but that 7 physical attack is huge. Moving to the heavy axe, we have Hatchet. Just a hatchet. And then the water axe there. Level 3 item. I could see that, but again, you're going to pick this stuff up. Items like this you're going to see in low level areas. The long arm just gets spear. Most generic item ever. Then you've got the relief lance there at level 2. Not sure what relief it's offering, but there you have it. Here's a Cypress Wand. Wave Masters are sort of lucky in the sense that even their base items like Cypress Wand and the Iron Rod, because they have those ROM spells, those tornadoes, they could hit really, really well. Here's Bandana. It's going to be your only piece of armor in the shop with an ability. It carries Wrapped, so you can get a heal in real quick there. And the rest of this is just your basic level 1 light set. Something that everybody can use. There's not too much exciting here. Most of it is really affordable stuff. We're going to bop over from the weapon shop here to the magic shop, and while the weapon shop didn't have much to offer, there's a bit of a steal here right away. You've got a speed charm, of course vital for multiplayer, and a light cross, which has the Loreth's ability to heal 150 hit points for nearby allies. So that's a nice consumable to get if you could afford it. But right away I'm looking at these Bane scrolls here. Warrior's Bane, Knight Bane, Hunter's Bane, Hermit's Bane, Beast's Bane, and Wizard's Bane. Taking down physical attack, defense, and accuracy, and the same with magical. You've got magical attack, defense, and accuracy down. And the defense ones are huge because in later levels you'll run up against things that are immune to physical damage or immune to magical damage, and popping one of those, I believe, allows you to hit them with that stuff. So really, really good stuff there in the item shop already. And then you have some consumable scrolls. You've got the level 1 drop spells and the level 1 tornado spells. A little assortment there. Not the full gamut, just a few to choose from. So the Makanu magic shop, really useful, especially getting out of the gate. Probably the store most people will be familiar with, the item shop. Here you have your health drinks, 150 hit points healed, Mage's Soul, always useful, especially when you start building up your skills. Antidotes and restoratives. Antidotes, especially lower level, getting rid of that poison real quick before it can factor into a battle, crucial. Restoratives, your party members will thank you. It's not an item you could usually use on yourself. Resurrect's also key. Um, Fortune Wires, one of the most affordable items in the game, and probably the most commonly used. Don't make the mistake I make when I'm starting a new character. Go ahead and pick some of these up before your first dungeon, just so you're not playing the can I disarm this trap chest game. Sprite Ocarina there for 100 gold. Always good to have a few on hand for gating out in multiplayer. Of course, in single player you could just have an NPC party member do it. Fairies Orbs. They show you the field, they show you that level of the dungeon when you're in there. Just throws out the whole map there for you to look at. Definitely useful. That's the first half of our item shop, and then down here are the blood vials. Yeah, that sounds pretty goth now that I think about it, but what they do is the exact opposite of what those Bane scrolls did in the magic shop. You'll see Warrior Blood increases physical attack, Night Blood increases physical defense, and Hunter's Blood increases physical accuracy. And then you've got Hermit's Blood, Beast Blood, and Wizard's Blood for the same thing in magic, attack, defense, and accuracy respectively. So if you're looking for a little extra boost, that would be where you'd go. This has been our tour of Mackinac. We're going to go ahead to Dunloriag next, but first let's take in some of this beautiful water effect. Back in Dunloriag, this is the Theta server root town, I believe. Second root town you come into in the single player games and in IMOQ. Again, big thing about Fragment Friday, you'll have a lot of servers open, so if you're looking for a specific root town, take a look around. You never know what'll be open. Right away we've got some good stuff here. Fuse Blades, we're up to level 5 weapons for the Twin Blade, and a level 6 here in the Shadow Blades. So, again, things you'll probably encounter in the field. Oh, Blade Master weapon with an effect, Executioner with Death Touch. If you're playing a Blade Master, this is the place you want to shop if you have to buy something. Got another Death Touch weapon in Slayer for the Heavy Blades. Generally, status effects are what you're going to look for if you're paying money for a weapon, unless you can get into one of the root towns we'll hit later in this video and just get something ungodly high level to help yourself one-shot up a couple levels. There's the electric wand. And moving into the armors, we've got a level 6 light here in Steel Cap. It's going to give you rep and a little better stats than the bandana from earlier. Level 7, this is a medium head armor. Doesn't say it down there, but Wave Masters can't use that. That's more for your twin blades and long arms. Here's a level 8 heavy armor. I generally don't wear helmets with my heavy armor classes that are heavy because they don't have heals on them. I tend to solo a bit, as you've seen from my videos, and not having that heal on hand is it kinda hurts. But you could see here in the Dunloriag weapon shop, things are a bit more spread out. We're going to the Grand Armor here. And you've got light, medium, and heavy armor variants, so if you're looking to build like a really tanky heavy axe, and you're just picking up light armor after light armor, stopping in a town with Dunloriag stopping in a server with Dunloriag as a root town, is probably your best bet there. Moving through to the boots now, ceramic anklet. I don't think I'll ever need to buy a ceramic anklet. They seem to be the most common thing I've ever pulled out of trap chests. There's some mountain boots with Apcore of great ability there. And mountain guards, so at least you can pick up rep on heavy boots if you're going the heavy armor route. Not a bad level area for it either. Still at a point where tankier classes can benefit from basic rep. Moving to the magic shop here, and we've got our speed charm again and light cross again. That will rep the effect on a consumable scroll. Got some different Bane spells this time though. Instead of just affecting the general physical and magical parameters were affecting specific elements. So if you're going into a darkness field, maybe Nightbane is what you're looking for. Then you've got some different spells here. You've got some converge spells, you've got some tornado spells. Still just a smattering. We're not hitting all of the elements on the magic shop. Moving from there real quick, and I guess not real quick because Dunloriag's pretty well spread around. If you're a fan of .hack Sign, I believe Dunloriag is the root town where you see most of the early series interaction. Always looked so different to me. Makanu always felt like the same place, but Dunloriag felt completely different when I started playing. Here we are in the item shop, and I believe it's pretty much identical to the Makanu item shop. You've got the health drink and the mage's soul. Most item shops from Antidote down are going to look exactly the same. You've got Antidote, Restorative, Resurrect, Fortune Wire, Sprite Ocarina, and Fairy's Orb. And then you'll have the blood vials in the bottom. Can't really recite them by memory, so I'm just gonna chatter here till it gets down to that point. Again though, fortune wires, can't stress it enough. As soon as you can get them up to 99, get them there. There's no reason not to have them. Fairy's Orbs, I'm warming up to. I used to not keep much. There we are. Warrior's Blood. You've got Knight's Blood for defense, Hunter's Blood for accuracy. Then you've got Hermit's Blood for magical attack, Beast's Blood for defense, and Wizard's Blood for accuracy. So, the item shops, you're going to visit them the most, and they're going to feel mostly the same. Mainly, if anything changes, it's going to be, like, the size and strength of potions. Transitioning now to Carmina Gadalika. Moving to the weapon shop here. This is probably the first root town I would really recommend buying things in. Right away you see Master Blades. That's typically a mid to late game weapon for me in Infection. That critical strike is a nice effect. Then you've got the Hell's Gate, which is just a statistical beast. You'll see a slight bias to twin blade weapons here. Yeah, what do you want? It's by and large a copy-paste of IMOQ, and those games were built around a twin blade, so there you go. Also, if you've got any people really into RPing Natsume, Spiral Edge is available out of here for some reason. Rare item in the shop. Got Glitter as your Blade Master sword. Typically Blade Masters and Long Arms aren't going to get but one or two weapons in these. Heavy Blade gets a life sword. That's a weapon with ult rep on it. Gotta love that. And the Flame Sword. Probably one of your more classic fantasy weapon types, the Flaming Sword. Also, for Sanjuro RPers, here's the Katetsu Sword. Got a critical strike ability. Certainly well below the level of other weapons here, but if you really want that status effect of the critical strike, it can be bought here. See the Papillon Axe, the Fairy Spear, Triple Doom. Nice ability there for the long arm, and 21 attack is not to be, trifled with. Groovy Stick got Ruzot and Rejukzot on that. And Thunder Torque. You're starting to move into those items that only the NPCs who trade for gold and silver axes in offline have. So, really good stuff to pick up here. Darkness Hood is your medium helmet. Armor-wise, this is kind of the place to be. Here's a Stormlord helm. Aptorv giving that plus 15 to physical accuracy, huge ability for classes that could wear the armor. Thundercloak there is your light body armor. Bone armor for the medium has Annie Dawn, which is probably one of my favorite spell animations, just drops a giant skull. And thunder armor there for the heavy. Moving now to the gloves, we have a Storm Bracer. Sorry, I keep biting my tongue, I don't know why. Uh, Gloves of Dark is your medium gloves. Any Cruise on that one, converging a bunch of little skulls. And then your heavy hand armor is Hands of Storm. It has Decryo on it, which allows you to weaken an enemy's resistance to thunder, I believe. There's a Thunder Anklet. Moving through, you've got Ninja Socks, which are socks that can sneak up on you in the night, if the literal definition is to be believed. And the Electric Guard. So you get to wear Surge Protector. Kinda cool. Not digging the -11 to physical accuracy and evade, but heavy armor types are more worried about surviving the blow. Tank on, folks. Moving from the weapon shop here all the way to the magic shop. Got a bit of a run there, and then we sort of backtrack a little for the potion shop, but I wanted to keep them in order, because you guys are awesome and you deserve that type of continuity. Hit the wrong button on that one. Moving here to the magic shop. Got a speed cross, and we've up to a speed charm and a hail cross, which gives us 400 hit points for each party member. And again, we've got the Warriors, Knights, Hunters, Hermits, Beasts, and Wizards Bane, respectively. So you're looking at physical and magical parameters there. Really upping the quality and variety of the scrolls, though. We're into level 2 spells, and I believe we hit every single element on this one. In fact, we get 2 of the best named for darkness, Dark Trader and Chaos Spell. I mean, those are just badass there. If you're having a spell naming contest, I don't think you're beating Dark Trader or Chaos Spell. Wasting a little time here, getting to the item shop. Talk to the schmuck behind the counter here, and we're at healing potions, which give us 400 hit points. Still got our Mage's Souls in here. We have Artisan Souls as well. Now, important distinction here. You're looking at 1,500 gold for only 250 skill points back. If you're playing a Wave Master or you're playing really skill heavy, I suppose that bigger chunk all in one is worth it. But 9 times out of 10, being the cheap bastard I am, I'd rather get the 3 Mage's Souls for the money. It's slightly better value. The rest of the shop you're probably saying in your sleep already: Antidote, Restorative, Resurrect, Fortune Wire, Sprite Ocarina, and the Blood Vials. Still weird that they just carry random vials of blood. Even weirder that they stock a nearly unlimited supply of Hermit's Blood. Like, how many Hermits are donating? Do they just hit up the blood bank and be like, any of these people seem to live in the trees? Yeah, I need me some of that. Just some of the weird things you see in RPGs, you know? Still 100 gold a pop if you can't find the spells and you want the boosts. They're a little quicker, you don't have to go through the animation. That wraps up Carmina Gadalika. Before we transition to our next town here, let's look at some of this shiny, jello jiggling mirror water, huh? Let's hope this doesn't cut out on me mid-sentence. Oh, look at that. And we're to Fort Oof. 4th route town you'll find. I really did do my best to go to a different server online for each of these route towns. And up to this point, this has been legit. I've found all of these servers. Malston, my server, was Makanu. We're going to start here with the most ungodly twin blade weapons, Akatsuki, with Spirit Drain right off the bat here. This is the town that really made me jealous of twin blades. Here you get the bloody blades, they got critical strike. I see that one ability got translated to bling, that's pretty funny. And then you have Rasho with life drain. So if you're playing a twin blade, this is heaven. You get 3 weapons to choose from, and it's pick your own status ability. Those bonus effects, so key. And then you get to the Blade Master, and it's a water sword for a lot of money. But oh well. You get what you get. Personally, I like Nadaku. I can't say it right, but I like it. Speaking of things I can't say, weapon number 2 I'm not even going to try on. But it's got Apcorv, so it's cool in my book. This one's easy. Rock and roll. And here's the Peace Blade. That has Rig Same on it. Heavy blade weapons have a really nice array of abilities on them. Like, kinda digging heavy blades from skills alone now. Here's the Dragon Axe. Badass sounding axe. And the Fox Spear. Don't know what it says. Understand that joke's not funny. Ocean's Rod for the Wave Master. A lot of water-themed items in these shops I've been noticing. Here we've got Imp Earrings with Olorepth and Ripmane, Caster's Dream there for healing. Demon's Cap comes with Olorepth and Riptane. I believe that's your antidote equivalent spell. And the Devil Helm has Repth and Riptane. So, exception to the rule, there's a heavy armor with Repth right on the helmet. Priest Stole is your light armor, and it gives you some decent spells, Girai Ram and Ganzot. Segmentart is your medium armor with Ryrom and Dek Torv. And then the Armor of Hell is your heavy armor. Don't ask me why I said it all goofy like that. It's got Aptorv. I'm a fan of Aptorv. Enjoy the Armor of Hell. We move on to the Geist Ring so I could stop making that goofy ass voice. It's got Spirit Drain. We've got friggin' armor with Spirit Drain. How awesome is that? Dragon Gloves have them too, so light and medium armor you get a status effect. Heavy armor, well, you get 5 physical defense, but they're cursed hands, what'd you expect? Here's the Devil Greaves. Moving on to the medium shoes, the medium foot armor, the Asorazan socks, we'll go with that. And Magic Leg Mail. Nice simple words for me there. Heavy armor with no negatives. What's not to love about that? So really badass weapon shop there. Fridays are a great day to just take some of that money you've saved up running dungeons throughout the week and just gear up. Always a ton of servers on. As I'm sure you'll notice looking at the lobby. By the way, in case you guys didn't get the note, bulletin boards and mail are now functional. Moving to the magic shop here, we've got a Speed Charm and Hail Cross again. That heal 400 to any and all nearby allies is great. Then we're back to the elemental weaknesses, resistance downs in the Banes. Level 3 spells, though, for the elemental spells. Moving through, you've got Cosmic Truth, Absolute Zero. Kind of the most badass ice cream place now that I'm looking here. Inferno Strike, Jungle Rage, Thunderbolt. Just seems kind of lame next to the Forest of Fear, you know? Then you've got Plasma Gale, Night Fear, and Nightshade. Probably wouldn't be top of my ice cream with some Nightshade, especially not for that price. So there's our magic shop down. Yes, I know the jokes aren't funny. Please bear with me, folks. I'm a caffeine-deprived guy. Should have probably grabbed some coffee here before starting this, but I wanted to get this video done and made because, again, you're worth it. Another thing that's worth it, 10,000 gold for a recovery drink. Mage's Soul there, the Artisan's Soul. Again, you're kind of looking at Mage's Souls, but by the time you're hitting this on a typical level progression, it's not such a bad idea to look at that Artisan's Soul, especially if you're raking in the cash. Like, I know you can. Got our blood vials there, creepy as they may be. By this point, I feel silly for telling you about most of the item shop. Again, it's 90% similar. 800 hit points. So, I couldn't actually find a server, and I can only think of one off the top of my head. I think it's one of Dow's servers, Hongik University, that runs this. If you look in the area server program, it's going to be called Leophile, but it's NetSlum. And we're going to start right away, really high level items. And we've got Shin, and then Ray seems to be a thunder element. If I don't know, pretty neutral on the stats though. Yeah, they all look pretty neutral, just different elements on the attack, and then San. But again, 3 twin blade weapons. Then you've got Fair Soul for the Blade Master. Pretty vanilla, but 28 physical attack, nothing to scoff at there. Got Flower for the Heavy Blade. If you're looking for a finisher and you're lucky enough to come across a server, here's Sishito, another Heavy Blade sword. If you're looking for that absolute finisher item, NetSlum is going to be the place if you got the money saved up. Here you see Godspeed, 30 physical attack and critical strike. Almost 15,000 gold, but certainly worth it. There's your Desert Axe for your heavy axeman. And Happiness is a spear named Happiness for long arms. 28 attack there. Got the Earth Staff. 17 magical attack on that staff. That's crazy. That does some stuff. Now we're moving right into the armors. You've got Owl Crest here with Foul Rep. Yep, Foul Rep recovers max hit point for nearby allies. That'll make you popular in a hurry if you could cast that more than once. Got the Cave Bear Hood for your medium armor. You got Fa Rep, which is a full heal just for yourself. Solo players dream on that helmet. Even the heavy armor's got all rep. Can't really go wrong once you get to this endgame stuff. I say endgame, obviously there's higher level stuff, but I mean, this is like level 70s. You're pretty close to the end of it here. This is where you're just playing for fun. Here's the airy robes, apologies again, and a Spirit Halberg with Bajuk Ram and Dekjuka. Tree Beast, awesome name there. Juk Ram and Apjuka on that one. I think the other stuff it lists are the Awakenings. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know. Here you've got the Hunting Guard, which is a light hand armor. Medium hand armor is the Sonic Gloves. Yeah, little white ones Sonic wears. I think those are it. Then you got the Sprite Hands. Juke Cruise and Deck Torma on those. Moving into your boots, your foot armors, if you will. Got Oaken Greaves. I think these are all sort of tree-related names. Yeah, the Oaken Solaret or Solaret. I'm not sure just how French that word is. I'm gonna go with Solaret. That feels better to me. I'm sure it's wrong. Then the Oaken Leg Mail. So weird that heavy armor up by this point is giving you positives in evasion, but I'm glad it does. Gives you a real incentive to pay that extra cash, and believe me, shopping in NetSlum, it ain't cheap. Certainly a seedy part of town, as you could tell because every time we talk to an NPC, that targeting reticle is hitting their kidneys. Got more speed charms in the magic shop, and then the Divine Cross. Full heal everybody nearby, so the Foul Rep effect costs you 5 grand and is worth every penny. Again, we've got the Warriors, Knights, Hunters, Bane, as well as the Hermits, Beasts, Wizards. Oh, we've got level 1 summons as scrolls. So if you got a lot of cash to spare, those summon spells, they're pretty badass. Ton of damage on anything nearby. And the animations are great. They have that classic, like, PS1 era Final Fantasy feel where the guy just pops up and then showers of damage. And the level 2 summons, so you're just looking at summons on summons in this magic shop. definitely not fooling around when it comes to this point. Like I said, if you're looking for finishers, this is your root town. Also, if you're looking for neon lighting and random carpets. Another guy, we're staring right at his kidney. Weird. It was a different time. It was the early 2000s. What do you want? Got a healing elixir there for 2,000. I've got to apologize. I sort of misread there in Fordoof. I said 10,000. I meant 1,000 for the healing potion. But we're moving through here. You've got the Artisan's Soul and the Emperor's Soul for 5 grand, and the rest of it looks pretty familiar. We're probably going to wrap up about this point. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming.